Hi, welcome to Pentagon Talk, where crypto's biggest brands spill the real elephant. Hold on a second, this won't be just another crypto podcast. This is gonna be where the real builders speak and the industry listens. Alrighty, thank you for joining us on the very first episode of Pentagon Talk. Here, we don't just talk crypto, we talk to the people actually building the future. And I'm your regular host, Anna, speaking to you from the heart of the crypto world, Dubai. And today, we are kicking things off with a real insider, the guy who's been deep in the game, building this project from the ground up, turning PentagonGames from an idea into reality. Some says he's a mastermind behind it all, others says he's just crypto maniac. Either way, he's here. Ladies and gentlemen, meet our CBO Idon. Hi Idon.
Hi, how's it going? I'm over here at our office back in Dubai, MCC Uptown.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a pretty big office space. Other than co-working space, we also have a dedicated office, which I can show you a little bit earlier. Walk by.
You got me curious. Give us a quick office
Oh,
tour.
sure. Yeah. So this is over here at the MCC. It's currently one of the highest building in Uptown Dubai. So there's the downtown Dubai, Uptown Dubai, and the world famous palm tree. The palm tree island is actually within a few kilometers from here. You probably can't see it because it's late here. We just got off of a pitch event with a lot of guests coming in for a recent Cointelegraph interview. They were running a pitch competition. And actually, I'll just show you.
Hold on a sec. I
Here's our
noticed
neighbor.
earlier
So,
there is an AI center sign on the wall. Are we actually integrating AI into our project?
yeah, definitely. Just before we get there, here it is. Here's us. We're actually right beside Cointelegraph. So just want to recap a little bit. So, obviously, we have a few subsidiaries. So obviously, as part of PentagonGames, we started with building the metaverse solution company around that. So our licensed metaverse team and company is based out of Dubai. So obviously we are the metaverse builder part of PentagonGames. So actually started with Hexagon City, then we created the brand PentagonGame, which is kind of like an overarching ecosystem which contains the blockchain, the wallet, the AMM, and also the NFT marketplace and the WebXR experience. But behind it, all the 3D creation of metaverse 3D assets is based out of Dubai, with a headquarter here that, under the Hexagon City DMCC. Yeah, it's actually a very large space. You can see how far the hallway goes. I try not to say too much, maybe walk a little bit slow. It's a very, very, very big office. Lots of project here, over at the MCC. Actually, not that many people have office space. It's pretty late at night here, so this is kind of the backdoor lobby. You see how big the backdoor lobby is? I can kind of walk down a little bit, but I don't want to dizzy you guys, so I'll try to walk out while I answer some questions, and then maybe I'll get to the real lobby by the time I'm done. And sorry, you had a question about AI earlier?
I noticed earlier there is an AI center sign on the wall. Are we actually integrating AI into our project?
Yeah, definitely. As you know, we were going to do a AMA upcoming spaces with our production director dealing with all the AI related portion of our project. But high level, there is lots of AI technology out there. Our focus is really around kind of integrating that into all of our solution, right? Including a lot of it in terms of 3D side, which including the AI avatars, AI 3D spaces, and a little bit AI agent. So I think the key for us is integrating all of these solutions kind of streamlined into one. And by the way, while we're here, I did not capture whoever's here, but it's really a combination of three things over here at Crypto's DMCC. The crypto center, the AI center, and also gaming. So we are kind of right in the intersection of all three of them, right? As you guys know, we are solely focused on AI, Web3, and we came from gaming. So it's the intersection of three, but it's actually intersection of the fourth pillar, which is less talk about these days, which is the metaverse pillar. People no longer talk about the metaverse. It's kind of be a word that people try to avoid to use these days. But VR 3D space is still something that we're building. We truly believe with AI technology, it's really going to change the landscape of everything, which means creation of 3D assets and metaverse with the assistance of AI will become faster and faster, or easier and easier. Yeah, so we're definitely using a lot of technology which help us to integrate and to be part of the entire ecosystem. The biggest difference we would say between 3D worlds, right? Like Second Life, which is a popular 3D platform, is that now with the invent of AI, with the AI technology, we're able to move everything a lot faster. Yeah, back to you. I think definitely you should hear more about the detail of how we're using all this AI technology together. I did want to mention because we're very much a forefront. Okay, I just found that someone is doing some kind of a racing car cheer here that just brought into the office here. That's really cool. Maybe some collaboration, some VR racing game we can have later. But yeah, I do want to mention that we are using a lot of this technology. I'll try to voice out the people here along the main lobby here.
Well, looks
Yeah, go ahead, maybe lobby.
Yeah, best office ever. I definitely love the office atmosphere. Being able to connect with the industry peers, stay updated on what colleagues are doing, and catch the latest trends.
Yeah, definitely. So I got distracted. Here's the cafe. So if you visit, we'll definitely buy you a drink. So to let us know if, whoever's in region. There is obviously a Dubai token 2049. So more than happy. I'm trying to avoid catching some people in the camera, so I don't have to get the permission to play this recording later. But definitely, there's the token 2049 events coming. More than happy to essentially to bring people to the office. Any community leader, feel free to engage with us. We're actually I just going down to the second floor, so everything just all just one floor. So it's actually a second floor. So yeah, there's lots of stuff going on, and as we do Token 2049 upcoming, there will be a lot of events as well. Yeah.
That was a great tour. Appreciate you showing us around. Now, let's get into what everyone has been waiting for. Our first topic.
Getting dizzy, eh?
Yeah,
So I have very much. I can try to find somewhere I can sit down.
sure.
Yeah, that was the Cointelegraph staff here. Yeah, go ahead. Let me again try to find a seat, but you can start asking questions. I'll slowly move myself.
All right, I gotta ask that you haven't mentioned Pentagon Games is all about the AI-driven interactive 3D worlds. How does our AI make it different from the traditional Euro NPC-driven world?
Yeah, definitely. So I think we were kind of touching base on that earlier, which is I would say, coming from the background of video games, traditionally, video games, you must have the NPC character that talk to you. So with the invent with all this AI technology, not just text-based, but also translation software become very good. With the latest, DeepThink or ChatGPT, it can clearly understand what you're talking about because not only recording your voice, it then, using AI to help to better understand what you're looking for. So it's easy to integrate multiple of these AI elements, which is the conversation into these AI agents. So fundamentally, AI agent is just existing, I would say, use of ChatGPT, would say voice translation. And from that, you add your own trained knowledge. So specifically, we're now using this a lot of this within our internal process, which is including taking our own internal knowledge base, right? Because there's quite a bit of complicated stuff that we're using ourselves in terms of, we have Web3, we have NFT marketplace, we have DeFi, we have blockchain. Even within our own core team, a lot of time they are not aware of everything going on. I'm going to try to go into it. Yeah, home booth. So yeah, so that obviously we're going to start to use this AI to create a knowledge base so that we can then kind of explain everything to people even when we're not around, right? So which means these AI agents are trained to understand about our project so that they can better explain to people over a UI interface. And that knowledge base is going to continue because it's very different from traditional NPCs, which you kind of program it once. It gives you some very standard question. It doesn't really know about, obviously not a world knowledge, and obviously not about specifically on your project. So I think it's very exciting that the metaverse world, or the 3D world, is really moving very quickly. So both in the sense of you can have real conversation with real deep understanding of a specific knowledge domain or topics, but also you can start seeing them in a different form, which means we now have technology from the production side. So it's not yet very common in the consumer market yet, but we can generate obviously 3D AI image with referencing a specific design, integrate that into 3D and keeping it consistent, running videos, but we can also extract these characters into fully 3D model, auto-rig them so that we can have a whole 3D interaction with them, because we are now experimenting and working with all these AI tools to very quickly go to production from the game. Text prompt to images, reference images, generating 3D video, extracting the character into 3D, auto-rig them so you can actually see them in VR 3D spaces. So all of these technologies coming very, very quickly, and I think it's the major differentiator versus I would say, previous cycle when people are trying to make a metaverse. But obviously, foundationally, there's a lot of other elements which Web3 solve in terms of creating real metaverse, which we can touch on maybe in a future session.
Thank you, Idon, for such insightful explanation about how AI is transforming NPC interaction and making them more dynamic. And it's fascinating to see how AI is not only enhancing gameplay, but also streamlining internal knowledge sharing within the complex ecosystem like Web3. Speaking of the ecosystem, one of the most critical aspects of Web3 gaming is the design of tokenomics. Many projects are evolving beyond the play-to-earn model to create a more sustainable and engaging economies. PentagonGames has its own token as well, the Pen token, which plays a very important role in your ecosystem. Could you elaborate on how you have designed your tokenomics to reward both creators and the players while avoiding the pay-to-win mechanism?
Yeah, so I think fundamentally, there's two elements that we are driving. One is sustainable rewards. And we kind of saw part of that, I would say, in early 2024, where a project called Eigenlayer or restaking became very popular. So fundamentally, you're going to have many founders to say, well, there is no sustainable tokenomics. It's because where do you get the money from? Everything is a Ponzi scheme. Actually, not true. In real life economy, interest rate, in a way, what yield is a sustainable way to manage. And that's what restaking, entire restaking movement came from. But fundamentally, what is restaking or staking is essentially you're gaining yield from people which are staking. So what does this include? So restaking include restaking Ethereum. So for us, we run many validator for different network, including Polygon, Avalanche, and other the Multiverse X, Oasis games. We are getting rewards from these other protocols. So from these rewards, we're using that to distribute to our user base. Now, what's beautiful about that is it does two things. First of all, sustainable rewards, because we're not cutting to the principal, but we're obviously rewarding the rewards we're getting. So in a way, in our participation and the rewards, we distribute rewards. But for all of our users, not only are they onboarding with PentagonGames ecosystem, they're also getting real rewards from other gas chains, right? So when I say gas chains, you will be getting Polygon token, Avalanche token, because underlying we are multi-chain, we support collection, proper or compliant or approved curated collection into our ecosystem. So as a user, we want to encourage and fully believe the future will be multi-chain. So therefore, we award user gas token, not just our chain, but other popular chain, so that they have all the choices that they can have in terms of choice of blockchain, and to participate in the future of multi-chain. Secondly, the entire earn model is about rewarding the players to create new creativity themselves. So what I mean by that is, as IP holder using AI technology, you can now become creators. The creative landscape have become much easier with AI. So which means it used to be very hard to create 3D model. Now, how do you create a 3D model of a beautiful character? You put in text prompt, outcome 3D, and then AI automatically extract that 3D model. So almost anyone can now start creating 3D models. Anyone can use reference images to generate this 3D model. But the core thing is we're enabling these technology stack for people who actually truly own that IP. Because with AI, the biggest problem is, what is AI? AI is one big copycat machine, right? It can replicate the world, it can replicate human knowledge. But at the same time, it doesn't really know yet how to prevent counterfeit, because it had literally counterfeit the entire world's knowledge. Well, you have absorbed all of that. So it's going to be a challenge but I think the real way to, one of the key thing to kind of keep AI in check is actually the blockchain. So as an example, if AI can learn everything, how do you provide unique content? But as an NFT holder of certain IPs, you can say, hey, AI, you must use content I already own. And how do you prove without a matter of doubt that I own that content on the internet or on the blockchain? Is through NFT. So I think a combination of AI and Web3 must be the future to make real metaverse, and also enables what you call user-generated content. So user will be rewarded by user-generated content and also using sustainable rewards.
That's a smart approach, using the staking rewards, multi-chain integration, and AI-driven content to create a more sustainable game economy. Looking ahead, what do you think will be the real game changers in Web3 that drive the next wave of sustainable digital economies?
Yeah, so fundamentally, I think one of the key question that people are saying is, oh, what does Web3 actually bring? And people say, hey, Web3 gaming doesn't work. Now, I think people mentioning about this do not have a full understanding, but do not think of it from a perspective like we do, thinking about Web3 NFT, dating data out for the past 7 years. It's very clear in our mind that Web3 is just a technology. It's no different than from what I call the transition from Web 1 or Web 2 to Web3 technology today. Let's think about the history of gaming here as an example. Initially, when gaming first came out, Kong, Tetris, everything is single player. There's actually not even a concept of a database. You can store your save game. So I would say once the transition, essentially, you think of Web3 as a technology, is almost like saying from not having save games to having save games. Web3 technology bring immutable save games. So which means your game, if it's on Web3, is perpetual. So it's forever on the internet. So the way that you really have to think about is the Web3 is a technology. It's not necessarily a Web3 game or not. But now I think the misnomer is there's a lot of project using pitching the future of Web3 to say, hey, I'm going to fund this Web3 project, and then I'm going to go back and build Web 2, Web 1. Give me fundraising because I have this advanced tech. You have going to have high multiples because a lot of people want to come in. So I think the formal part of it comes in quite a bit, and a lot of these projects, either because due to a bear market or other reason, they do not execute, and kind of creating a bad taste in many investor or collectors' mouth, right? A bad taste. So again, I think the Web3 is really a technology, and for PentagonGames, we're really driving that, but kind of showing a lot of different ways these Web3 technology can be used, applying to our own products to kind of showcase the end-to-end technology, and then using that to showcase other brands and companies to say, hey, you can do this too, either Web3 companies or Web 2 trying to come to Web 3.